Yo. What's good? What's going on, commuters? Hey, what's commuting commuters?
What's commuting today?
Yeah. Not what's,
doesn't make sense.
Not what's Jabling Jables. What's commuting commuters?
What is Jabling Jables?
Jack Black? I don't know.
What does Jack Black have to do with Janably Blably?
I don't know.
You just made.
It's on his YouTube channel. Check it out.
Jack Black
subscribe.
Has a YouTube channel?
He does.
What happened to School Brock?
He ran out of money. He needed a little bit more money. Jeez. His stocks weren't going so well. He's not watching the average commute, so he's just failing. Sorry about all the
mic bumps.
Yeah,
I bumped mine too. Did you bump? Yeah, I was like this. Boom, boom, boom.
I know.
Gosh,
golly,
but they look cool.
They look good. Yeah. I'll be sure to do that. John, let's start off with this. Okay, we got Fat and Fit released today, and someone made a big oopsie. I shot it all in vertical.
Yeah, Jake, what was up with that?
I was inverted.
He was inverted. You were vertical.
I was in vertical.
You were in vertical.
I don't
literally
know.
In vertical.
You know what's so funny is like it's totally against everything I believe, and yet I still did it that way. It just looked better on my phone. I don't know why, John. I don't know why.
Hey, it's a learning curve. You know,
you live and you learn.
We got 2 likes from it.
Did we?
I saw it, and I'm pretty sure we got 2 likes from it. It was like 13 views, 2 likes. And I was like,
nice.
I was like, they like that? Maybe we should shoot our thing in vertical. Turn the camera.
Hey, I will say this though. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. It's kind of more of a vlog. Next time it's going to be definitely like more on foods and talking healthy and things like that.
I think we're just trying to kickstart it, and so we just kind of we didn't know what we didn't know what it was going to look like, so we just had to put something out there. It's like painting, you know. You don't know what it's going to look like. You just got to start. And
we were Van Gogh. And let me tell you something though. But yeah, we're going to talk more. Dude, guess who started the diet today because of Fit and Fat?
It's going to be Fit and Fit.
I know, seriously. I'm trying to get back to those high school days, you know? Just kidding. I'm just
sexy.
Ooh.
Bring up a picture.
So Fit and Fat released. Shout out to our new Facebook followers. We have, John, in 2 days, we went from 5 to 15. We have 10 new Facebook followers. We're going to shout you out individually in our next episode.
Well,
I'll make a little live video and shout them out live. You know, so we really appreciate our followers. Hey, if you're on Facebook, be sure to watch us on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Instagram, it's at The Average Commute, all in lowercase, and then Twitter is at Average Commute with a 0, just like our Facebook.
Jake, how's our Twitter doing?
Our Twitter's actually doing pretty well.
I haven't even checked it out. I need to follow it.
And I want to shout out our boy John, or his name is Death Ooks or Death Oaks. Ox, I think it's Death Ox. Anyway, he's like our number 1 fan on Twitter right now, and you know what, mad love. Okay,
I love that guy. Is that the same guy as Death Gamer?
I don't know, Death Gamer. If that's you, comment below and tell us.
I love that guy,
dude. We love that guy, Death Gamer. Whoever you are, wherever you are, know that there's 2 people here that
love you,
respect you, and love you. So anyway, John, so we got some exciting things. I'm going to do Forgotten Roads this week. John is flying out to Zambia this week.
I will be in a different country, Africa, for 17 days.
Yeah, John's doing some service out there. Again, we mentioned it in a former podcast, some humanitarian service. I mean, just like this video if you like the fact that John's going out to do some humanitarian service. At how old, John?
I'm 17, and I'll be there for 17 days.
I don't know many 17-year-olds that do that. So,
Gotta help my brothers out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so John's going out there. It's going to be awesome. He's going to probably take some pictures and send it back, get some pictures back to us. So it's going to be
Fit and Fat from across the country.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be awesome.
Jeez.
So, any other news, John? Any other news? Any exciting news? So again, Forgotten Roads. I'm going to do Forgotten Roads this week. And this podcast will probably be posted on Friday. Today it's Monday, but I'm going to probably post this on Friday. It's Tuesday today.
Oh, it's Tuesday.
I'm going to post it on Friday.
Why don't you just post it today, Jake?
I don't know.
All night.
Maybe I'll post it tomorrow, and then who knows? Who knows? We'll see.
We might have some live streams coming up.
Oh yeah,
but I leave Friday.
John leaves Friday, so we might do one more podcast for then. But other than that, I'll probably just do like one podcast a week until John gets back. We have some exciting guests. I'm going to do a day in the life of a dental student, and it's just going to be. I hope you guys will like it. It's going to be more like a documentary podcast where I'm going to literally just kind of have an unbiased, interview of how did they get to where they're at. It's going to be a really interesting story because these guys, their number one choice was not dentistry at first. Yeah. And so we're going to talk about that.
That's crazy.
It's going to be great.
That's cool.
So anyway, John, should we start off with some news?
As usual, some more news for us?
As usual, you know what my favorite.
I thought you ran out of news. No.
When would I? Can you predict? Florida man. Should we say it at the same time? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Florida man. He's back, John. He's back.
Another Florida man.
Another Florida man.
He came back from jail.
You guys, listen to this heading. You ready for this? Florida man, 62 years old, strips and performs quote unquote strange dance at Mickey D's, then tries to I'm not gonna read the rest part. Then tries to do some things to a railing there. So anyway, a railing.
I mean, that's the perfect option. Yeah, straight to the railing, I guess.
So right here at diners at McDonald's in Florida, a 62-year-old man removed his clothes and performed a strange dance before apparently trying to have relationships with a railing, according to a police report. Anyway, so he comes in there, he's trespassing, and he just goes, yeah, so
a strange dance.
He had a wonderful time.
No one liked it. That's so sad.
I know.
Strange. That was very strange.
No one liked it. That's why he got arrested.
He got arrested. If it was good,
if it was good,
some money, you got paid for it.
If it was good, you wouldn't be arrested, Florida man. I'm sorry about that, Florida man.
He looks scary.
Dude, yeah,
I wouldn't want
scary.
That guy looks like a murder, not like a.
Well, so get this. He's performed this dance. He's had a lot of other things like battery, disturbing the peace, trespassing, carrying an open container.
Jeez. And did he pee in a microwave?
Maybe he did.
Anyway,
if you guys know what we're talking about, a guy peeing in the microwave. Look at our last podcast.
Look at all of our podcasts. Just go crazy. Like them all, subscribe, just do whatever you want.
So anyway, Florida man, guys. If you're ever in Florida, look for the Florida man.
We love our Florida man.
All right, and I'm going to actually have 2 actual news stories. Now these are Florida mans are actually they are legitimate news stories.
They're legit,
but these are two
funny,
2 serious news stories. Because I kind of want to get that serious nature in there. Apple 5, the Apple Watch 5. Is being released in September this year. I think just released the Apple Watch 4.
Apple's killing it, I swear.
They're killing it.
So they're releasing a new watch.
What
was wrong with the last 4 of them?
Well, they said that the 4, according to this little thing, it said that the 4 was kind of too similar to the 3. And so they want to be able to release this this Apple Watch 5 in relation to iOS 13. And it will be really nice. And so I didn't really read a ton about it, but it's going to come out in September, which is when my babies are due. I'm not going. I have the Apple Watch 3 Nike. I bought it 2 years ago when it was brand new.
But it still works perfect.
Oh my gosh, it's just as good as the Apple Watch 4 in my opinion. No one knows the difference. So it's great. And then last but not least, President Trump. I read it's all over the news. President Trump is he's been doing. We've already known this for a while, but he's been doing more and more rallies announcing that he's going to run for his 2nd term of office.
2nd term.
So anyway, President Trump, there you go.
Comment down below how you feel about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And about the Apple Watch 5. If you guys are excited for it, I mean, we don't know much about it because it hasn't been released yet. So if you guys are excited to get a new look because they want to change the look, I guess.
I hope they make him a little sleeker.
I hope they make just a better watch. Actually, no, wait. No. There's those. Okay, you know the Samsung watch?
Yeah. Well, that's what they said. They said they want to make it to compete with the Samsung.
Like a classy watch.
Because
the Samsung watch, it's bulky because it's electric and it's new.
Yeah.
It's only been out for 5 years. Right. But it actually looks like a real watch, but it's electric and I don't know. I had a Samsung watch before and it was sick because
it was legit.
It's a classy watch. And Apple watches aren't as classy because it's just a square.
It's just a square.
But they're still cool. It looks like a little, I don't know.
Well, let me tell you something. There's a reason I wear this is a Nixon watch. My wife got me for my birthday.
Flex.
I love it. Gold.
Real gold.
I don't know.
There's diamonds in there too. Nice. You can't see it. There's diamonds.
There's no diamonds. So anyway, but I have an Apple Watch and I like my Apple Watch, but I'm not gonna lie, I prefer this Nixon watch.
Well, yeah, like you don't. Okay, if you're gonna go out to like a fancy party, you wouldn't wear your Apple Watch. You'd wear a Nixon watch.
Right.
Why not have a watch that can do both? That's what Apple needs to do. Come on, give me that.
Anyway, comment down below what you think about Florida Man, Strange Dancing, Apple 5 Watch or the Apple Watch 5, and then Trump Term 2. Well, okay, I've tried to rush through this because John has some exciting tech for us today.
Guys, my tech's gonna take the entire time.
and it kind of got inspired by our grandma. She was asking us the other day at Father's Day. She was over for dinner. Our sweet, wonderful grandmother.
I love her.
She's sitting there and she goes, Jake, what's G5? And I was like, G5, is that like a jet? It was like the G5 jet, dude.
Like a G5.
I was like, the PJ I've always wanted, the private jet. And I was like, oh, 5G.
5G. She's like, oh.
Yeah. So anyway, John's going to talk about 5G.
Okay, guys.
Techie tech.
Are we getting right into it?
We're diving right into
You all done with your stuff? I can get my stuff?
I'm done with the news. Let's get into the tech.
All right.
The tech.
Okay, I'm going to get a little nerdy on you guys. I just started researching this stuff, and I did, look at this. Look at this, guys. A whole page and then some of research because this stuff was just fascinating. This stuff is sick.
Oh, so good.
So 5G is coming out, and it's already been out. Can you believe that? But no, so it's
5G's already been out?
Yeah. But like,
is it like 8K where like your TV can't support it? Like it's like
okay, let me give the background.
Okay,
5G.
get the background.
But like, okay, I know you're saying 8K we can't support it, but no, like 8K quality, then 5G like is different because I don't know. It's just like a download speed. But anyways, I'll just give the background of it. All right.
Yeah.
So when people think of like 4G and 5G, they think of like 4G is like they think that's like a speed, and like 5G is a faster speed. But like 4G just stands for fourth generation, and 5G stands for fifth generation. And I just learned that. I thought it was cool. Like,
oh, so it's 4G doesn't have anything to do with speed.
It's just the generation.
Is LTE the speed?
I don't know. I don't know where LTE comes into this, but all I know is that when a new generation of internet speed comes out, they call it the new. So maybe we'll have like a 12.
It's LTE. LTE is probably limited tech Elon.
Elon.
By the way, we're gonna post a video. We found iRobot the other day. John and I found iRobot.
iRobot attacked me.
It
literally attacked me.
It took his phone charger.
It took my charger.
It's trying to gather technology to kill us all.
You guys have to check that out.
It's been listening to our podcast. Anyway, so 5G.
So yeah, 5G is just stands for fifth generation.
Yeah,
and it's pretty legit. All right. So I'm gonna get a little like I'm gonna get really in depth and like talk about all of the different things about speeds and waves and everything, okay?
Okay.
So let me start off with the basics.
Okay.
So there are these things, they're called waves. And what happens is you have a cell tower and it shoots down these waves in all directions. And then it goes down to your phone or your Wi-Fi or whatever. And it's just like a wave. Okay. And then so our 4G wave that we have right now is called a cell wave.
Okay.
And what we are going to make right now is going to be called a millimeter wave.
Oh, and so, okay. I studied this in chemistry.
Yeah, so the wave is like this. It's a long, if you guys are just listening to it, it's just like a long wave. And that's what the 4G one is. And then the 5G one is just a super, like a, I don't know, what do you call it?
Really fast. Like
a really fast type of wave, you know, like in a little like compressed wave. And so people are saying it's going to be the next generation of mobile tech. And so, I don't know. So here's what like whatever the speeds are right now. So a cell wave can do 6 gigahertz of just speed. I don't know what you call it, 6 gigahertz.
Yeah.
But a millimeter wave can go up to 300 gigahertz. And it's just, I don't know.
Holy chunk.
And so this is how it works. So the longer a 4G wave, it's longer, right? So it can go up to like a longer distance.
Right.
But the 5-meter wave, the millimeter wave, 5G millimeter wave is shorter, so it can only go out to like a shorter distance.
So you'll need like more cell towers.
That's why you need more cell towers, and it's going to take longer. And they only have them in certain areas right now.
Oh.
But so think of it as, so they're going to make this thing called a beam wave.
A beam wave.
And so
a laser beam wave.
So our normal waves, and this might be confusing for you guys, but I'm going to put it in an analogy. So a normal wave is like a light bulb, right?
Yeah, like a light bulb.
And a light bulb, it shoots off in all directions and lights up the whole room.
It illuminates their house. Yeah, illuminates the room.
So that's what like a normal wave, like a 4G wave, a cell wave is like.
Okay.
And it's from a cell tower. It shoots in every direction.
So it's not super focused.
Yeah,
it's just expansive.
Limited. Yeah.
Okay.
And so what they're going to do is make a beam wave where it's more focused. And it's like a flashlight. So there's a light bulb and a flashlight. The flashlight is more direct.
Ooh.
So like, let's say you only want to focus on one thing, like your phone.
Okay.
And so then it can shoot more waves with less energy. But like for a shorter distance. So they're going to have to build more. So basically they're going to build these towers that like follow your phone basically with these waves. Like, and they're invisible, but they're these waves that follow your phone.
Follow you around.
And then they shoot these beam waves at you like a flashlight.
Oh my gosh.
And so
Elon,
don't make beams that kill us.
Yeah.
I don't know. But no, yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to think of, but like, it's going to be way faster. They said 5G is going to be 100 times faster than
that's insane.
4G. And
that's insane.
Let me put that in perspective. Let's say you have a 2-hour movie in HD.
Yeah.
And you want to download it off your phone 4G.
Okay.
It's going to take 7 minutes.
Okay.
If you have 5G, guess how long that's going to take?
30 seconds.
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Imagine downloading a 2-hour movie in 6
Imagine downloading iRobot.
the movie.
1080p.
In 6
seconds. That's unbelievable.
So you guys can like comprehend the amount of difference, like the change in like speed. So like it's gonna be crazy for gaming.
Are there certain cellular companies that are like I know Verizon, when cell phones were becoming bigger and things like that, Verizon was always trying to strike deals to get like the latest and greatest stuff. They made the Palm Trio, things that were exclusive for them. AT&T had the iPhone that was exclusive for them for a period of time. Is that going to be like that, or is it going to be universal? Do you know?
5G?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like people and companies and countries are like sporadically chasing over 5G.
Okay.
So like the first one to get 5G is pretty much dominant.
Right.
Because 5G is...
This is like the Cold War. This is like the race to the moon.
It is insane.
This is the race to the moon again, boys.
Again. So yeah, we want to be the first to get 5G. And like, and we have it, but like to mass produce, because they're saying that 5G can greatly affect autopilot.
Okay.
And so the little beams will follow your car and then shoot off to other cars to send like information and stuff, and like, oh my gosh. And so it's going to make autopilot like way better. And I saw the story that in China, they had this fleet of just autopilot cars that send these beams.
No wonder Elon is like, he's building a gigafactory there.
Yeah. And so, and they said that China, the leading 5G producers, it goes China first, US second,
America,
and then South Korea, then Japan. So like we're right.
South Korea.
South Korea is killing. They're a small little country, but they're killing it.
Dude, they do great things.
South Korea is like home to Samsung. Like
I love South Korea. But that's insane. So China, and then America, and then South Korea, Japan.
Then Japan.
So like, man, so it's a competition to see who can release it first, like, or to see who can make it mass produce it first.
So like, because like if you produce,
Elon, you're up, Elon.
Elon, now's your chance. But like, it can change autopilot. It can change like, obviously like phones and like speeds and communicating with people around like the country and stuff.
Right.
But it can also change like medical care and stuff.
Oh my gosh, I was totally watching this.
Yeah. So
it's the coolest thing on earth.
So like a doctor,
coolest thing on earth.
I don't know. So a doctor can like diagnose a patient from like 300 kilometers or 3,000 kilometers away.
Right.
I read this story that a doctor, so he did a, what do you call it? A robotic surgery where they have little robots and stuff. And so and he did it on 5G, and it has zero lag in anything. So he was 300,000 kilometers away and performed a robotic surgery on a patient.
You're kidding me.
Zero lag. And like,
So guys, by the way, in healthcare, they have what's called telehealth, and that's becoming one of the biggest ways to bring healthcare to everybody. So let's say you're on a hike and you break your leg or you fall and you get hurt and you need medical attention, you need a doctor, and you're just like, you need help. They have like apps on your phone where you can connect with a doctor and then they can diagnose you. John, this is even becoming, they're making telecommunicative hospitals where doctors don't actually go into your patient's room. They have high definition cameras. Anyway, I sat on the board at Intermountain Healthcare. I didn't sit on the board, but I participated in the board. Yeah. That's what I meant. But I got to go and participate in a lot of these things where we talked about building that first hospital, and it's being built. In fact, I think it's already built, and we're already revolutionizing healthcare that way at Intermountain Healthcare up in Utah. It was incredible. Jeez. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So the physical doctor doesn't have to come in and spend as much time. They can do it all remotely, and it's amazing. The results have been unbelievable.
That is sick.
They can see more patients. They can see them quickly. They can spend more time with you.
It's the future.
It's incredible. It's the future. And then in your patient's room, by the way, we had like a huge 60-inch screen TV that was like 8K resolution or whatever.
And what would the TV be for?
So the TV is so you can see the doctor.
Oh, so the doctor would be in the TV like a FaceTime thing?
Yep.
Jeez.
So guys, check out telehealth. But this 5G thing, I totally watched it. The doctor could use his phone and use it almost as like an X-ray and stuff like that. I mean, it's just it's incredible what they're doing with technology and 5G and
we're in the future, boys. Yeah. Shout out future Elon, bro. 5G. So yeah, they said 5G is gonna make waves in the future. Literally waves. Millimeter waves. Millimeter waves. But yeah, hopefully you follow along with that. But like, it's gonna be the fastest by hundreds of times. But yeah, no. 5G, man. Jeez.
So, I mean, whoever gets it first, stocks, I mean, be paying attention to stocks in business, especially when technology is starting to submerge like that, because everything will be affected.
Yeah.
Everything, and so, especially those major companies like Facebook and Tesla and those things, they're going to be on the verge of wanting to adopt this 5G.
Yeah. So, and yeah, there's like little, like, I don't know. I saw this this little video, and it said this little county, because AT&T has been testing it and stuff, and they have AT&T. Shout out AT&T. And I saw ads for Verizon. They're also releasing 5G, but like, geez, it's gonna be it's like a big project because they have to take down all the old ones and put in all these new things. But yeah, I saw this little place had 5G already, and it's like they like have the network speed, and those little like dials or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And so they did a comparison, same phone, and they were at the 5G place, and the girl was on 4G and the guy was on 5G, and then like the dials were here 4G and the 5G was off the charts. It's just crazy.
Yeah, guys, comment below if you're excited for 5G.
I know I am.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to affect like pricing of plans and things like that. It'll be interesting to see, but it's amazing because so I'm 27 years old, and I left on a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints when I was 19. And right when and I bring that up for this reason, when I was 19, iPhones had just kind of become popular, but no one had them.
Yeah.
Like it was like only certain people had them.
Only the rich.
Only the best. Yeah. I mean, like the LG Dare, if you guys ever remember that phone, that was like the hottest touchscreen phone besides the iPhone. But like I had that phone, I felt like so legit. Yeah. Anyway, I go on my service mission, and people start to have iPhones, but when you're on your service mission, you don't really pay attention to technology, things like that. I come home, everyone had iPhones.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like technology in the last 6 to 8 years has just been on this upward trend. Oh, yeah. Like more than ever before.
iPhone's taking over.
Oh my gosh.
5G.
So comment below, and we'll talk about more about 5G as things like start to expand. But comment below what you're most excited about for 5G. Do some research. Take what we said. Look into it more. There's tons of videos about it.
Yeah, and if you just like search in YouTube 5G explained, there's a bunch of videos that'll just like tell you basically what I told you, just like in depth and like with visuals and stuff. But
so let's do a quick rundown. It's It's 100 times faster.
100 times faster.
The perspective of taking a 2-hour video from 7 minutes to 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
And the fact that it's going to be revolutionizing healthcare as we know it.
Yeah.
So
and there's more things. There's like industries and robots going around super fast.
Wow.
Like there's not going to be workers in factories anymore, and then like AI is going to be Elon robots. AI is going to be crazy too.
Watch yourself. We find a way to always bring it back into the podcast. I love it.
It always comes back in.
It always comes back.
It's like we're robots.
Bada bing.
Beep, bop, boop, boop.
All right, so let's dive into the business.
Wait, I want to ask these boys.
Yeah, ask the boys.
Boys, what do you think of the lights, boys? I just put these in here, boys. I got.
What do you think of the lights, boys
Comment
and girls?
down below if you like them or if I should just take them out.
Commuters, what do you think?
Keep them in, keep them out. Simple as that. Anyways,
sorry
to
no, you're good. You're good.
I just wanted to see what they
I like the lights. I like them.
I thought they're kind of cool.
Do you like them?
I mean, yeah. Don't get distracted.
So, all right, let's dive in real quick into a business thing. Now, I have 2 thoughts about business. You ready for this?
Oh yeah.
The first one is when you're in an interview, you're gonna get asked the question like, so for a mid to high level management position, you're gonna get asked the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is a tricky question to answer for most people.
Yeah.
We want to know why?
Why? Because they don't know their future, huh?
Right. Well, most people go, they want to overcompensate where they say, well, I expect to be running this company in 5 years, right? Or they'll say, which is a great answer, but it's not the answer what they're looking for, okay? So they'll say something like, in 5 years, I expect to, have my master's degree or whatever it may be, or you already have your master's degree. I expect to be doing X, Y, and Z with the company, or I expect to be doing this. Let me tell you one of the greatest answers I heard. Again, this comes from one of my mentors who's one of the operations officers of a large healthcare organization. He said, Jake, when you answer that question, this is how you're going to answer it. He said, you're going to look at him and you're going to say, of course, that's a great question. And he said, you're going to say, I see myself here. I see myself changing and revolutionizing this clinic or this practice or this job or this thing. And hopefully within those 5 years, you guys like me enough to where I'm still with this company. I'm still making changes. I'm still doing great things and finding ways to advance and be better. So that's a great way to answer that question.
Yeah, that's a great
because
answer.
It really shows that you're invested in
and passionate
in them.
Yeah.
And you're thinking about them. Anyway, I will tell you what, when I've interviewed for all these different things, the first time I interviewed for one of the jobs, I didn't answer that question very well. I said, well, I expect to see myself, running a hospital, But then it went to, I answered that the second time at a different job that way. And the doctor that was there was an older doctor, he just went, that was the best answer I've ever heard for that question. So anyway, that's a great one. Jeez. My second business tip is I'm going to read you a quote from a guy named Russell M. Ballard. Russell M. Ballard was a phenomenal businessman in Utah. Great guy, but I love this about setting goals. He says, I am so thoroughly convinced that if we don't set goals in our life and learn how to master the techniques of living to reach our goals, we can reach a ripe old age, look back on our life only to see that we've reached but a small part of our full potential, which we talked about potential.
That hits hard.
When one learns to master the principles of setting a goal, he or she will then be able to make a great difference in the results he attains in this life.
Jeez. That's a cool quote.
You guys, setting goals is everything to business. When you're applying for jobs, when you get a new job, or when, let's say you're at a deadbeat job, we've talked about this, set goals and make plans to achieve the impossible, right? So John and I have set goals for this channel. We've set personal goals. We've set small goals for this channel for a week to a month to a year, right?
Yeah.
And so that kind of extends it out. What are we going to do? How many followers are we going to get? What are we going to do to get that? So we set the goal and then we make plans to do that. You will be so incredibly successful. That's how you will begin to develop the mentality of identifying problems and creating solutions to those problems. Thoughts on that, John? Setting goals.
I think setting goals is probably one of the biggest things you can do in business and in life. But I think, so like if you set goals, like you have mental goals, but I think if you have goals, you should write them down, put them on a board or somewhere you can see them every morning and just like look at it and read it every morning. Just be like, yes, I'm working on that or I'm getting better on that, and say, am I doing this or am I not doing this? And then see how you can improve on that. Because I think goals they really put you in the mindset of just like working hard and pushing that goal.
I one time I listened to this motivational thing. Jim Carrey, great guy, awesome, funny movies. Jeez. You know, he's done some interesting things in the news lately, and his personal beliefs are his personal beliefs. But one of the things that I love is that he said, I wrote myself a check for $5 million. I think it was $5 million.
Jeez.
That by the time I was this age, I would obtain $5 million. And when he hit that age, he made $5 million or something like that. But he said he wrote that check and he had it where he saw it every day. And he would ask himself when he'd see it, what am I doing to achieve this goal? And so I've done something similar, not with money, but with other things. I have a whiteboard in my office and in my room, and I see it every single day. I wake up and I go, okay, what am I doing to achieve these things? Setting goals is so important. Yeah. It's so key.
Yeah, and they can be about like little things too. Like I know on mine, like I set a goal to play a song on the guitar and like learn the guitar. I just started the song like 2 days ago, but I set a goal to learn the song by like Friday so I can play it while I'm in Africa and stuff. But it can be like a little thing, but like it can be a big thing too. Like a little thing like, go on a date or go on do this, do that. Like go to the gym, you know, fit and fat, just get everything that, boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
If you don't set goals, there's nothing to obtain. There's nothing to obtain. And so you have to, so again, it's like, if you're like let's say you're at a deadbeat job, right, that you don't like, and you're sitting there in that job and you're like, I want to get out of this job. You set goals to find ways to get out of that job, or set goals to find ways to get the promotion.
Yeah.
And I get it. Some people go, well, I've done that and it hasn't worked. But at least you can look back and go, man, I've accomplished so much, and you have it written out. You have different things. Setting goals is key.
It's true.
It's key.
You need to push yourself, and
it's pushing yourself.
Yeah, and you can't like push off the goal, and you're like, oh, I wrote it down, it's gonna happen. Right. You know, you got to make it happen. You know, you can't just like.
It's what we talked about last podcast.
Yeah,
just do it. All right, make your dreams come true. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly go over stocks.
So stocks, boy.
So guys, we talked about Apple. Apple's going to be a phenomenal stock. I would invest now before it starts to rise immensely. Snap,
because Apple's got their new update. They got their new watch. They got I'm pretty sure they're going to get like a phone coming out soon.
Right, a newer phone's going to probably come out to compensate 5G. All these different things.
Yeah.
So Apple's rising. Snapchat rose. So Snap's one. It always rises and falls, but they've recently set some goals to achieve certain things that look very promising. So if it dips a little bit, I would invest in Snap. Vivint Solar rose. That's one of my personal favorites I mentioned at the very beginning. Vivint Solar, it just had a kind of a dip, not a huge one, but a little dip. It was a great time to buy all these stocks from Vivint. Yeah. And now it rose literally like $1 today. Incredible. Jeez. And they've recently set a goal. So rather than getting their stock to $11.50 a share, they want to get it to $12.50 a share. So that's a pretty big increase. But their quarterly numbers and things in their stats look really good. And again, I can foresee that this guy is wanting to sell this. Anyway, last but not least, let's get into our heart-to-heart. So again, those three stocks I'm talking about. Sorry, my wife texted me, so I was looking at it. So Apple, Snap, Vivint, and I forgot one more, John.
The bonus.
Facebook. Did we talk about this last time?
I don't even know.
I don't think so.
It's been so long.
Facebook. Let me tell you something about Facebook. In the past, Facebook used to be a useless stock in the sense of like a year ago. But now it's starting to rise, and it's continuing to rise, and they're really innovating their Facebook app, everything like that. Facebook's on the rise, and I guarantee you they're going to find a way to utilize 5G, they're going to rise. And then Tesla, if you follow Tesla on Twitter. That will be a great indication of your stocks, of how that's going. So anyway, those are my stock. That's my business tips. Let's finish off with some heart-to-heart. Now, you guys, if you can hear some noise in the background, John and I apologize.
We're sorry, guys. We're trying our best.
We're trying our best. Something happened. We're recording in our basement, and something happened.
The pipes exploded. There's water coming in. We're getting flooded out.
Titanic. Okay. And my heart will go on.
This is the final scene. This is our last podcast before we die.
Seriously. So anyway, I apologize, you guys, but we're going to, you know what? just as we talked about last time, we're just going to do it. We're going to finish it, and we're going to go out strong.
Yeah, we're sorry.
So I'm going to finish. It's late. It's actually like 10 o'clock. This is the latest we've recorded, 10:30. I'm going to finish by saying a quote from Steve Jobs that was really on my mind today. Steve Jobs said one time, he said, you cannot connect the dots of, I'm going to put in parentheses now, of life by looking forward. You can only connect the dots of life by looking backward.
Oh,
John, when I say that, what do you think that means?
All right, let me see. Cannot connect dots.
Looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. Of life. Let's emphasize that.
Of life. So I feel like connecting the dots is like getting your life together. But then he says you can't do that until you have gone through life.
Yeah, well, he says you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them back. The way that I've interpreted it.
Yeah. Tell me, because I'm stumped. I don't know.
Yeah, so the way that I've interpreted it is you cannot connect the dots of life, like what's your life going to be like, or what's happened, or things like that by looking forward. You can only connect them by looking back.
Yeah.
In the sense of, how did I get to where I'm at today? So whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? Some people, I've been a life coach and I've done a bunch of things for my church and things like that. I have a lot of people that come to me and they say, Jake, why am I where I'm at in a negative sense? And I go, well, let's look at the things that you've done, right? And then on that separate note of when you say, oh my gosh, how did I get so successful with things? You can look back and go, oh my gosh, look at where my life was placed.
Jeez.
You can only connect the dots looking back.
Yeah.
Now again, it's a great technique to look back and realize, okay, X, Y, and Z happened and I've been taken care of and I'm going to continue to be taken care of. And that leads to this. Now, again, I don't mean to get religious or preachy, but I will say this. Some of you out there believe in a higher power, okay? Whether that higher power is a God or a rock, it doesn't matter. Believe in something greater of yourself that can motivate you and can get you there. Believe in yourself and believe in something else. Whether it's believing in a friend or something like that, a mentor, whatever it may be, or a rock or a God, whatever it may be, that's how you can feel motivated to look back, to look at your life, look back, and allow you to move forward. Thoughts?
That was a good quote. I like that one. I think I'm gonna tie that into mine.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna take some of your other one too, because you had some crazy goals.
I got some quotes, baby.
So
just all up here.
I think connecting the dots, and what he said is you can't connect the dots now, but looking back you can. I can also interpret that as like, don't be so worried about your future and be worried about yourself now. And then look back at your past once you've gotten to that spot, because you don't want to overthink it and then miss your opportunity and then just be in a place where you don't want to be. And then you look back and you're just, I don't know. Hopefully you're not like looking back and it's horrible. But I think also what you said about setting goals too, for your future, if you want to be in a spot, you can't just get to that spot. You can't just connect the dots and create your future from that, Right. I think by setting goals and getting goals and setting goals for a future that you want, I want to set a goal to be the best employee of the month. Next month, I want to set some goals to be manager. I want to have some goals to take over the entire business, which is, hey, you can go for it. But
right.
You can look back at it and say how you did that. But I think when you're in the moment, you should set some goals and create something that you'd be happy to look back upon,
I love that. I love that, because here's the rest of the quote. I read just part of the quote to you guys. I just quoted part of it.
Bonus quote.
Here's the rest of it. He says, okay, I'm going to read it from the beginning. You cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You will have to trust in something, what we talked about, that higher power thing, whether it's your gut, destiny, life, karma, or whatever.
Goals.
Or goals, right? I said this at the very first podcast. You can't understand who you are without first understanding who you were. And you can't understand who you can become without understanding who you are now. So those are all intertwined with each other. So some motivation for you guys. Look back and on life and understand and trust the process. Now, if your life has been pretty terrible, you feel like your life's been terrible. I feel like, even the goods and the bads, I've had some bads, and I can tell you they've been bad. But I can honestly say right now that my life has been pretty dang good. And let me tell you, when you trust the process, I've looked and I've been able to endure that trial. I'm still alive. I'm still moving. I'm still grooving.
You got through it.
You got through it. Just trust the process and start making some micro changes to make macro effects, okay?
Whoa.
Micro changes to make macro effects. Like 5G, microwaves are making macro changes, okay?
Millimeter
so if you guys don't understand the difference between micro small, macro big, okay?
Big.
So anyway, you guys connect the dots looking backwards, okay? Look backwards, look what's got you there, and then remember to set goals for your future.
Yeah, and if you look at your spot now, and if you like it or don't like it, look back at the dots, or look back at your dots that you've made to get to that spot now. And if you like it, great, keep doing what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, look at what has gotten you to that spot, change it, fix it, and improve it.
Preach. Fix it, change it, and improve it.
Yeah.
Guys, I know it's easier said than done. Yeah. But let me tell you, we have your back, okay? The average commuters, again, we don't know you from Adam, right? But let me tell you something. We believe in you. So whoever you are out there, take this motivation. Get it done. Connect the dots of your life. Set goals. Make plans. Make those micro changes in your life to better yourself every day.
Yeah.
And when you do, you're going to look back at this picture that is your life and go, look at what I attained, tying perfectly into that quote by Russell Ballard.
And it's going to be that, they're going to look back and be like, man, it was that average podcast that just changed my life.
Wow.
It was
Jake and John. And United Gamer.
And pipe from the ceiling that keeps
from the ceiling
squealing and making noise.
Well, hey, that's been another. We'll cut it off here soon. But you know what, guys? This is our 6th podcast. It's longer. I feel like this gets longer and longer every time. We apologize.
I feel like they get more broken too.
Yeah. Well, hey, you guys are incredible. You guys are amazing. We love you. Shout out. Look for us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Follow us.
Everywhere.
Like, subscribe, comment, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.